maybe make this a Trade Tuesday. Could be using this for my YouTube money or maybe some super chat money. A couple of folk on the my Sunday night live streams keep offering me give me super chats, which is great. So kind of last week's probably almost covers this guitar I'm off to get. I'm off to a place called Airdrie, and it's a lovely day. Scenery, like, yeah, this sort of thing. Try not to touch the microphone. Yeah. I need to fit a mount on the front of the dashboard so I can just sit it there. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe I run a dual camera system. But it's amazing how the weather in Scotland changes. Yesterday it was Hackett. Today it looks like this. I'm leaving it running like this so I can go, look, it's sunny. It's like, yeah. Yeah, so cheers. I've actually got a bit of a backlog of Bucky just now. A couple of folk have given me Bucky. I sold a Scott's Epiphone SG yesterday. You know, wee guy, lovely guys. I know you're selling it for your pal, so I got you a bottle of Bucky. You didn't need to do that. So what I'm doing now is when someone donates me a bottle of Bucky, I'm writing on the back of the bottle who it is that gave me it. And there's actually, I think there's 3 currently sitting on top of my bass amp. So I should be alright for the next 3 weeks for Bucky, which is lovely. Actually my pal Alex is going to come over. He's just bought a guitar and the electrics aren't working. I said I'm sure I could sort it. He's a bit of an amateur wheeler and dealer of the guitars. He doesn't play the guitar though, which is kind of weird, but it's kind of difficult. He sometimes gets pure amazing buys, and other times it's just a getting used to it thing. I kind of know just because I know that much about guitars. So the one I'm going to get just now, it's a total bargain. It's an Encore, and Encore are pretty much always good. There are ones that which actually are quite good guitars. I haven't seen one for ages. I think most of them have just been skipped. Encore used to do a wee mini, sort of like you wouldn't really call it a Stratocaster. It's a wee black guitar. It was like 60 quid or something in Argos when I started learning to play 20 years ago. And I think it's a full-size neck and a slightly smaller body, and it's got a humbucker, but it's not in the bridge position, it's kind of in the middle, which is, it makes it look cheap, whereas if they just put it in the bridge position, it would look like a pure rock guitar, the sort of thing I like. Which kind of tarred their reputation a little bit because they made cheap ones, but they also made decent ones. So this one I'm going to get is an SG. It looks, it's a bolt-on neck, so that it obviously makes it much cheaper than like the Epiphone G400 or whatever. But it looks pretty good. It's the sort of thing I would just turn into a Tony Iommi guitar. It's like, oh, I've already got one of them. So I'm not sure exactly what I'll do with it. It kind of looks too nice to be buckied. I have done a Bucky SG before, but I don't know. I've done quite a lot of Bucky guitars. There's quite a lot in Blitzkrieg shop just now. He's just buying them off me, and that's fine. Phil's made money for some of them, the last couple, so I need to give him a wee call as well. But yeah, so as I said, my pal Alex is going to come over when I get back home, and I'm going to sort the wiring on the guitar. I'm 100% sure it's just going to be a wire off the jack socket. Nearly all the time it's a wire off the jack socket if a guitar's just not putting out anything. Occasionally it's a pot, very very rarely it's a broken pickup, but it's just a GP one. It's an Ion. So I bought this Ion, it's great. There's one for sale on eBay for 169 quid, and it's like not getting in like that for it, I'm afraid. They're actually alright. The Ion guitars they're not bad, they're just not worth any money. I would be looking more along the lines of, if I've made a couple of the Bucky casters have been Ions, you know, and I sold them for 100 quid sort of thing. So, although I'm kind of not doing that anymore with the Bucky guitars. I'm making them more exclusive and more expensive now. I'm not buying so many really cheap Strati copies. Not that I'm saying I get bored of doing them, but I've almost run out of crazy ways of wiring. Although I do have actually another thing that's coming up. A guy asked me on my Mad Malco Guitars Facebook pages if I've ever put an effects loop in a guitar. And he sent me a picture. I think he said Jerry's guitar, so I assume he means Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead. And he's got, basically what he wants is, what the guitar he's pointed out has 2 extra jack sockets that kind of go before the volume control. So what you do is you send the pickup signal straight into your effects pedals, then bring them back in again before it goes to the volume control on your guitar, which to be honest, I'm not really sure why you would do that, but there might be an element of, so you're getting the full signal from the pedals getting the full signal, and then you're turning it down, as opposed to the pedals not getting the full signal. And then, you know, like I know with a fuzz or something like that, it starts to get dead sputtery and stuff when you've got the actual pedal turned down low, or when you've got the volume control on your guitar turned down dead low. So this way it would run into a fuzz pedal, and then what you would get back would be the full fuzz signal that you can turn down without the, you know, breaking up and what's the word I'm looking for? Not starving the fuzz pedal of a signal, so it's kind of, you know, gets that sort of raspy, cutty, any outy way, which I quite like, to be honest. So I'm off to Airdrie. I'm now, my sat nav died, my sat nav died the day I got Buster's old iPhone. So I've now got sat nav, and I'm now sitting here driving to Airdrie, and I've got 20% power. So what I'm going to do is, I've got the phone turned off, and I'm going to turn it on when I get to Airdrie to find out where it is I'm going. Should be a bit of an adventure as well. I think it was a woman on Facebook messages. So I got postcodes. That's fine. A wee bit of a panic instantly as I appear. An hour and 45 minutes away. It's like, what? To Airdrie? That's and then it was like the Google Maps was set to bicycle. So it was an hour and 45 minutes on a bike, or 20 something in the car. So that was all right. But it's up here. Yeah, there isn't a street sign yet. So it's house number 10 or whatever it was, and there isn't a street sign. Just give me a phone when you get lost. Okay. So it's always a wee bit of an adventure. It's really one of those things to see because it's a nice day. I'm actually surprised I got the guitar. It's been on for nearly an hour. Normally when you see a guitar for stupid money, it's, you know, you got it. You're within 10 minutes. There's a chance you've got it. I wasn't expecting to get it an hour. Maybe people are scared off with the Epiphone thing. Not the Epiphone, the Encore thing. Then again, I suppose you've got it's a bolt-on one, and there's a location thing and all these things. You know, just because it's near half an hour away from me, I'm now not know where I am. So I don't this area. I'm 6 to the main road. Airdrie, that'll do it. Yeah. Airdrie's kind of a weird place. It's sort of in between the 2 motorways. There's 2 motorways that join Glasgow and Edinburgh, the M8 and the M9. The M9's sort of northy, and it kind of goes up to sort of Stirling and then back down again. The M8 just goes kind of in a straight line. They both take about the same amount of time, and the M9's a little bit longer, but it's a much nicer road to drive. There's hills and mountains and things to look at, whereas the M8's a bit kind of, yeah, it's like what you look at. They put like, you know, not ornaments, put statues and interesting things to look at the side of the road, just because it's boring. It's just straight line, just a straight road. It's like driving in England. Whereas, sorry, no matter how much you can, as Scottish people can all say, we're fine with English, it's like, you don't have the scenery, I'm sorry. Whatever else doesn't matter, but Scotland does look better, generally. I don't try not to be racist at all. Does that count as being racist? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's a stunning day today. So when I go home, I'm going to do a video for my new guitar, my Fuji Gen FGN Telic Boundary Iliad, or I think it's Iliad. Lad. It's either 2 L's or an IL or whatever. There's a similar problem you always get. There's a Baby Metal song called Any, any, do. And those are the actual words pretty much. But it's, when you look at it at the back of the records, it's because it's a capital I and then a small I, it looks like it's line. So many people call it line. You're an absolute arsehole. So, I'm glad not be sexist as well as racist, but it's a woman. So I was sitting behind her doing 35 mile an hour there, and I pulled over to overtake her, and that's me down doing 65. She basically just started sitting on a dual carriageway and went, oh, there's a car overtaking me, I better just go a bit faster. And I literally went from 30 to 60 in the time when I was trying to overtake her. Bint. Bint's a word not used often enough. So I might be thinking of turning my... Is that back on again? Oh, I just got a message there from Scott. Maps. Yes, so the reason I put out a very short video last night, well, I was a wee bit late with it because I decided I would wait till Scott came over to open the box for the new guitar, and just took ages, and then, so I was a wee bit late last night. The video went on at like 9 instead of 7. I was just going to miss it out. It's not a contract, I don't have to put a video every night. But I did anyway, and then I was like, we did a longer video where we were talking about the guitar, and he's that impressed. He's bidding on one tonight, which is going in 4 hours time or something like that. So it'll be gone. Either way, he'll either have won it or not won it by the time the video goes out of me talking about how great the FGN is. It seems absolutely wonderful. It really does. We've got a lot of features on it. I think this is still... Is this still taking... Yeah!
Starting route to ML6, 7EF.
The sat-nav on the iPhone, okay, but just because it's not the first ever TomTom.
Take the second exit onto the A73.
Yeah. And it even speaks as well, which I'm pretty sure my other one did as well, but it's a bit more updated.
Take the second exit onto the A73.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a way of changing the voice. That guy's a little bit... A guy maybe get a sexy woman instead to do the voice. The thing I did, my favourite thing about the last sat nav it did have audio was when you broke the speed limit. Not that I did it very often. The noise, the alert noise was a moo, which I just thought, yeah, I like that. Aye, so maybe by tonight Scott will have his FGN as well. The one he's looking at is more stratty. Mine's very much a telly. Although I was sitting looking at it last night, it's not as telly-y as I thought it was. There was a point where I had it hanging on my wall and I was looking at it and it was like, maybe it's not that pretty, and then I just changed it. If you look at it from certain angles, as soon as you look at it from not straight on, it looks amazing. When you look at it straight on, you kind of look at it and go, it's not really a telly, sort of. Low battery, 20% battery.
To the roundabout, take the first exit onto the A73.
I only need to get there, I can find my way back. The sun's out, I know the sun is south, so all I need to do is keep south behind me and then go north until I hit the cactus and then I know where I am. Yeah.
In 1.2 miles, at the roundabout, take the first exit onto the airdrie Street.
Yep, 1.2 miles to the... What's that? Bartlett. It really is very pretty today. So I was going to turn around and show you a bit of scenery there, but there's a reduced speed now zigzag sign. So maybe I'll wait till I see something exciting. Again, the old Valco's World Tour of Scotland. I really need to... I haven't really managed to go anywhere really nice yet. Obviously it's nice in the central belt of Scotland, but it's as soon as you go north anyway, like the same distance I'm going now, if I was going north I'd be up in mountains Gandalf, rather than, you know, just being in sort of flattish land. As flat as Scotland gets, really. Kind of a bit more small holdings and industrial mining towns and things like that. I don't even know what airdrie is. I don't even know if is airdrie a new, like an old place. Don't know. You never know, but it used to have a mad, an amazing map. And it was just on Google. It was the military map from 17 something, and it was mad looking about and seeing what was all in this area in the 1700s. And it's like some places were significant places. You know, like Airdrie could have been like, you know, 6 houses, therefore it's a town worthy of being on a map. And then, even if you go back to then, Glasgow doesn't really exist. There is a place called Glasgow, but it is like 6 houses and a barn sort of thing, as opposed to being
At the roundabout, take the first
an actual
exit
city.
onto Airdrie Hill Street, then continue straight on.
I think Dumbarton's pretty big as well. It used to be the capital of Scotland. It's not anymore. It's just a subsidiary. Just Davil won't let me say that, but it is. Not as big as it used to be. Right, so I'm getting quite close, so I might just...
Continue onto the Airdrie Hill Street.
I'm totally trusting this sat nav, and then because I'm talking, oh dear. So when you get to the end bit,
Turn right onto Ballockney Road.
it starts looking like this, and it's like, this is a very specific sat nav route, isn't it? It's looking like a road that nobody ever goes along. A rat run if ever there was one. This is the sort of thing that, see, because the weather's like this, aye, fantastic. If it was chucking it down in dark, this is shit road. Yes, I mean, it's nice, isn't it? A nice day for a walk, if I ever walked anywhere. I think definitely a quick fix box thing on there, so I can just dump this on, might be quite good.
Turn right onto Ballockney Road.
Right. I assume that was just a junction. This is a 20-minute video, and I've not actually done anything. Mind you, this is all the video's going to be. I've got tons of wee videos like this that are sitting there. I was going to make it called the Malco Sunday Dump. Sunday afternoon dump. Just dump all the wee silly bits that I never really bothered.
In 3/4 of a mile, bear right.
Yeah. I bet you this could have been done on main roads. This is very much a shortcutty going. Lots of 90-degree bends. Old ruined house. Wow. Amazing little place. Which you can't see because I'm going in. I don't know where I am. That's the thing, is when they put these roads in, they put it round square fields. So you just end up with half a mile right hand bend, half a mile right hand bend, half a mile right hand bend. I suppose breaks it up a little bit. There's actually quite a lot of cars on this road. Must be a well-known way of cheating. Is this, what kind of junction do you call this? Am I going left here? Is my sat nav letting me down? No, it used to not be. Yeah. Now we're coming into some sort of village or something. Yeah.
Bear right, then the destination is on your left.
I'm quite close then. I'd imagine it's a new house since she said there's no street houses up yet, so we're probably getting quite close. Ooh. Yeah, so I think it must be in this new houses bit. Yeah, the wind farm's in the distance. Lovely, lovely. Okay, I'm back on once I've got the guitar. And the guitar's picked up. Okay, said I paid £169 for that brand new. Didn't like it. It's like, possibly did pay £169 for it. I'd imagine 170 quid would have kind of. I did see Encore did do sort of more expensive guitars as well as the cheaper ones. I think 169 might be pushing it a bit. It might be one of those ones that used to. I don't know if they do it as much anymore, but they used to do it in guitar shops all the time, where it would say on it every single guitar would be reduced. So every guitar would be 169, but we're selling it for 149 or whatever. They used to all say that on everything. I think it was back in the day, it was like you get a recommended retail price. I think did Fender not get done for price fixing recently to try and stop people doing this? But obviously some shops would be able to add on whatever they were, you know, maybe if you were in London or something like that where the rent's really high, you would need to get your whatever percentage markup is, whereas other places would maybe sell it a bit cheaper because they're out in the middle of nowhere. All that's changed now, so it looks actually pretty good. It's an SG. Covered pickups, cherry red, driving round stupid 90-degree bends, holding a guitar up. You want to see the face on that guy that was just that was in the car opposite me there. He's just slapped you. Fucking playing the guitar while I'm driving. It's like, no. Well, there's a view. Kind of like that building there. That's pretty cool, what it is. And there's no way that I held that up long enough for you to see. Yeah, so, home James. Got a lovely bit of countryside. I bet you this road is, if I looked at it on a map, I want to know why, how do people litter places like this? It always pisses me off. I mean, I think there's some offences I think should be shooting offences. One of them is dumping stuff in a nice place just for the sake of it because you can't be bothered. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe not death. You know, like for, you know, obviously I can understand why people maybe, you know, kids maybe come out here so they can have a wee smoke or something and they get a McDonald's. I understand that. That's, you know, what these places are for. Don't bloody throw it out the window. You know. At least, you know, at least take it home with you and put it in a bin with cans of Coke. There's been about 6 cans of Coke I've seen along this nice wee bit of road, and you're just like, I suppose they stay forever because it's not the sort of road that you get, you know, litter pickers on. There's someone just dumped a coffee table there. Just like, you got no pride, man. That should be a definite shot in the leg for doing that, because you know you can't accidentally just. What do you want to do with this coffee table? Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know, we could take it to the dump or we could like chop it up and put it in the bin. Actually, you know that nice wee bit, the wee shortcut bit where you're going through the country roads? You want to take it out there and just dump it on the side of the road? Yeah, sounds like a good place. Yeah, let's do that. It gets worse obviously when something's up here. Well, look at this lovely beauty spot. Someone had dumped a pumpkin there. I'm not really bothered about someone dumping a pumpkin because that's biodegradable. I don't consider that littering. I probably consider it littering if you threw it in someone's lawn, but you know, if you're out in the wild, pumpkin will go away. I tend to do that with, you know, I don't know, orange peels, banana peels and stuff like that. Don't really consider that littering. It's biodegradable. I wonder if I'm actually Stirling Road. That sounds about right. Yeah. So this is Airdrie. A lot of these places you just don't know. You know, the motorway doesn't go straight. Actually, quite a lot of houses there. You don't drive past it going somewhere because it's between the two motorways, so it's just somewhere you've seen signs for but never actually go to. One of those places. Yeah, so I'm quite pleased with that. That's you can't argue. I can't really mention how much I paid for it. Because I mean, at what point, if you get a guitar that works, I mean, this one does have, does it even get decent tuners? It's even got decent tuners on it. You know, it's even got 6 strings. The truss rod is way off. The action's about that, but it's not twisted. It just needs the truss rod adjusted. The truss rod's never been adjusted since it was new. And basically, I'm going to end up with a guitar that works. Even more than that, it's a guitar that works that looks like an SG. You can't really go grumbling about that. And it's like, you know, as a beginner's guitar, no, I wouldn't recommend. If you're going to start learning to play the guitar, you don't know anything about them, you can't really be going buying a guitar for like this, because you'd never really learn to play it because the action's too high. It needs a very simple adjustment, but it would very quickly become, if you did take it to a guitar shop and said, right, I want you to do the works to this, they're going to be like, you know, 100 quid or something, and then it's no longer a really cheap guitar. For that you could buy a Squire Bullet, or you know, if you get one that's maybe a year old or something like that. Cumbernauld, we'll go to Cumbernauld for a wee change. Glen Mavis sounds Right, but I bought the. Actually, that's something I've been looking at. My Futurama. My pal Buster gave me a big pile of guitar magazines. I think they're a bit third hand. I think one of his pal gave them to them once he'd read them all. You don't like throwing these things out because they cost like £7 a pop. Once you've read them, you don't want them, so you want to give them to someone who'll read them. So I think I'm in the third person onto these, and I was reading up there's a Beatles, the guitars of the Beatles, and it's got the Futurama one, which the guy in Coke Brig gave me, which I was actually looking at last week, spookily before I knew about these magazines. It's like, what to do with it? Because he gave it to me for nothing. I went and bought a couple of guitars off him, and he said, "Oh, I recognised you from YouTube." No, he didn't. When I got home, he went, I know who you are now, you're the guy on YouTube. Because I was wearing the mask. It did say Mad Malco on it, so you should probably have known. But it's this Futurama, and the neck's all over the place. And the bridge is, it looks like somebody's made it, but I think there might just be covers missing. It's like a bridge you've never seen before ever, and half of it's missing. And you're kind of, I know that I could stick it on eBay and it would probably get 100 quid, something like that, as it is. But I got given it, so morally I feel the reason he gave it to me was that because I know you'll be able to make it work. So I've got to do something with it. I can't just have it. And the worst thing would be for it to sit for another 20 years. I think it's been at least 20 years since the last time it had strings on it, sort of thing. I need to do something with it. There's not that much of it left. The body's there, I suppose. It's got, I don't know, what, 7/8 of a scratch plate, and it's got cool. The pickups are sort of in the scratch plate. It's hard to describe. They're kind of cast into the. I've actually got one of the pickups, but it doesn't work. So I'm going to try and use as much of it as I can. And it's got the Futurama badge on it, like George Harrison's one, and it's kind of. To what to do with it. There's a bit of a perverse idea in me that wants me. I've got a BC Rich. It's called the droopy headstock BC Rich. It's like a pointy BC Rich thing. And I'm thinking BC Rich, pointy thing, and then like I don't know, maybe not a Floyd Rose, but something like that, and maybe active pickup. Do exactly the most horrific thing you can possibly do with a 1961 Beatles guitar. It means it'll work again, and I'll leave the scratch plate stuff on it, and people can look at it and go, "My God, what did you do to that guitar?" But it's totally unsalvageable. The neck is just, it's not just backboard, sideboard, or twisted. It kind of goes up and down and then left and right. It's like a country road. It's like that, and then it does a bit of that, then it's a bit of that, and then it's a bit of that. And you're like, I don't know. I do. It's got a sort of Telecaster headstock on it. So I mean, the thing is, if I put a Tele neck on it, it's going to look not that wrong. But then I've got to make other stuff on it. Decisions. It's like just what they gave me a Flying V as well at the same time. And it's got a Les Paul neck on it. It's a Japanese Flying V though. It's got a Les Paul neck on it, which annoys me, as a Flying V shouldn't have a Les Paul shaped headstock. So I'm kind of either waiting for a Flying V headstock to come up, not going to happen, is it? Or I don't know, try and cut. But I need to have a look and see if there's some way of cutting the sides of the Les Paul headstock to make it down to. I mean, it's also missing a fret. Difficult. Decisions. Anyhow, I've been rabbiting on here, so it's 20 minutes on the way here and 10 minutes on the way back. I suppose a wee couple of minutes when I've got the actual guitar. I should have stopped at that cool building with the background and then showed off the guitar in the sun rather than doing it when I go home. That means I don't have to mess about with the volumes between the two bits of editing. Maybe if I pass somewhere nice. If I pass somewhere very obvious to stop, I will stop with the guitar and then do a wee bit of video. If I don't, I'll see you back at the house. Hey, well I could have got, I didn't really quite realise quite how close the road was here. I saw lots of great places I could have stopped to have a look at this guitar to make it a bit more interesting than just doing it when I got home. But I just decided to stop at this bit, which is just... this is Milton Camps is just over there. And it's just because it's quite nice. And the sun's over there, and there's khaki. Have a look at this guitar. So, oh, it's got Guitar Tech pickups. They're upgrades, I would have think. And as I said, it's an Encore, a John Hornby Skews product, 020566. You would think that maybe 2000, so it's maybe vintage next year. As I said, bolt on neck. Action is high. Neck is, truss rod is has not been turned. I'd imagine. Actually, not super impressed with how central they got the truss rod cover. That's it's away over here somewhere. I wonder if it's a new truss rod cover. It looks like someone's made it, to be honest, and not put it in the middle. Yeah, but it looks alright. Massive frets on it. Really, actually well finished frets, and it's quite dirty. It's a translucent. Definitely, it's a mahogany neck. I'll give it that. Definitely mahogany neck. 2 balls, 2 tones, switches all there. But Guitar Tech pickups, I've definitely heard of them. I've definitely put them in things before. I don't imagine they're original. I'm trying to look at the body to try to see if there's any grain through it, whether it is actually a solid colour. I think. Give 2 seconds, I'll see if I can probably polish it up. Can I actually get to see? Yep, it's definitely mahogany. So, an SG next to a noisy road. Whether this works, I took it that's just dirt. Yes. Yeah, so, is it in tune? No. Rocket! So I'll just put this back in the Mighty Panda. Oh. And then I'm glad there wasn't any crashes there because the road's just there. That's the dung heap, but I think remember I hid behind. Can I do that again? There's not really any obvious Python thing. Yeah. Yeah. So I should have stopped at Waterside. Oh, let's just turn that off. Catch you later! Hey YouTube, oh, I'm back at the house now. Oh, why does this always keep happening? This is the last. There must be a bad vibe thing doing the Trade Tuesday and going and buying really, really cheap guitars. So this, the Encore, it looks really good, and I'm still not sure these Guitar Tech pickups aren't upgrades, but the truss rod's stuck. I don't know if anyone has any ideas how you get the truss rod to work. It basically just doesn't move. So I mean, I paid £15 for the guitar. It was a 10-minute drive away, so it's it's not the end of the world. I've got my £15 worth of pickups and bridge and pots and switch and tuners easily. Anyway, it is a bolt on. Where you would think, oh, it's a bolt on. Why I can just put any neck on it, but not on this one. See if you look at the the cheaper Epiphone SGs, the neck, the fingerboard comes into here. That's why they look a wee bit odd and they feel slightly funny. But this one is the same as the Gibson. It joins at the last fret sort of thing. So this neck, even though it's got the bolt on, must come down in behind the pickup to be bolted on. So the pickup must be sitting, there must be like a shelf inside the neck. So it's not as easy as that. So this guitar is ultimately really annoying because it looks really good. It basically looks almost identical to that vintage Monkey SG that I just made up. The headstock, they're both made by JHS, so it's quite similar, but it does look like a bona fide proper SG. It doesn't look like a cheapy one. So, I mean, what I did with the truss rod, I filled up with WD-40. Been sitting, wiggling it. Done that half a dozen times over a couple of days, just trying to get it. Just thinking the more WD-40 the better, and then just keep trying it. I also just tried there to heat it up with a soldering iron until it was pure blazing super hot, and wondered if that would do. What happens is, see, when you actually, because since I heated it up, it now fits onto this Allen key really well, but actually you can slide the truss rod up to there, like the cover, which it wasn't doing before, but it still doesn't turn. It's like I've tried undoing it, thinking if I can take it out. So, really it's just a bit of a complaint about when you're buying really, really, really cheap guitars. It's like, you're kind of. I mean, I was kind of with the last one I got the Golden Wonder, which Blacktooth is on reserve for Blacktooth Fox. The neck on it was twisted, but it was just a strat neck. So I just I had another strat neck, put another strat neck on it. It's fine. I had to do quite a lot of work to make the other strat neck fit, but it works now. This one, as I said, I can't really put anything else on it, so it's kind of a useless neck and body, which is really annoying. To be honest, if you'd offered me the parts, 6 decent looking tuners, guitar tech pickups, pickup rings, bridge, tailpiece, all the studs, output jack, 4 knobs, 4 pots, and a 3-way switch for 15 quid, I'd probably have taken it. I just feel, what do I do with it? The tendency is to go up here, slide guitar. Because I mean, it'd be fine for slide. I'll just put a bigger nut on it, and then you could use it for slides, no bother at all. But then you start going, how much could I really sell that for, and would it be worth it? And it's like, well, not really, because I don't want to sell it for 20 quid as broken, because you don't know, someone else could end up with the same problem I've got. I mean, I'm sure there's a, if you took the fingerboard off and put a new truss rod in, that seems like an awful lot of effort. Maybe this is the time to try it. Do a try and my pal. I wonder. I need to phone my pal Alex, see what he said, because he had a was it a Wesley Explorer that he had, and the truss rod was it just spun. So his was a set neck. So his thinking was it was a set neck, and you had nothing you could do with it. So he was going to try and, I think you steam it off or heat it off, or you can heat up the glue, and then you get like a blade behind it. You can peel the fingerboard off. Then I mean, a truss rod's only a £5. That's pretty easy. And you just glue the fingerboard back on again. Obviously, you would never. I don't think you would ever get. I would never get it back to looking like that hadn't been done though. So that's kind of one of the reasons for not wanting to do it. So are there any other tricks I'm missing with how you get a truss rod? Jess, you're the man that might know how to do this. Like, apart from, I don't know. I mean, I think it's not broken yet. I'm kind of trying to wiggle it both ways, trying to undo it, trying to do it up. I just feel like if I could just get the thing to turn. And obviously on a guitar like this is the time when you just, how much turning can you put on a truss rod before it breaks? This is the one to find out on. Anyhow, so Trade Tuesday, bit of a flop. If anyone's got an SG that they've just got the neck and the body that are quite good, but they want all the other parts, there might be a trade involved there. Rock on.